Hi, I'm Jenny, and today we're filming A Day in the Life with David Southwick. So tell us about the role of a shadow minister.
Yeah, so as a shadow minister, my job is to actually hold the government to account. In the instance of the roles that I've got, it's police, corrections, which is prisons, youth justice, and youth and future leaders. So a whole range of stuff there, but ultimately to make sure the government's doing their job, and when they're not, then we're saying that they've got to do it better.
What do you have planned for today?
Yeah, so we're just about to step into the party room, and that sets up the morning. It's a bit like the coaches room, where we talk about what the strategies are, what question time is going to be like. And at the end of today, a bit later on, we have a grievance debate where we can actually talk about things that our constituents are unhappy with or Victoria is unhappy with, and we're going to really come in and talk about that. So I'll be in that debate at about 4 o'clock today. So big day, lots on, but being a member of Parliament, and the great thing about it is you never know what one day is going to bring to the next. We woke up this morning to quite a big story around policing, so that's really going to frame my day. So hi everybody, this is Bridget Valent. In her main role that she deals with in the Parliament is Manager of Opposition Business. We've just come out of the party room and we do that every morning. What's the main reason?
Well, before the day's sitting, we brief our team about what bills are going to be debated today to make sure that all the speakers are ready, and any other motions or issues that we think might come up throughout the day.
And today, what did we talk about? What was the main bill coming through into our?
So the Legislative Council made some amendments to the Terrorism and Controlled Weapons Bill, and in terms of the machete issue that we have in Victoria today, that's coming back to the Legislative Assembly. So our team will have an opportunity to be able to speak on that this morning, and then they'll be moving to the gambling legislation later on the day. So all the speakers will have a chance to review the bills and speak on them throughout the day.
You tell me what you think is going on. 1300 222 774. We're joined by David Southwick. He's the Shadow Police Minister, part of Brad Batten's team. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt. Great to be with you.
What do you make of this claim?
Well, you're absolutely right in your intro. The last thing we should be talking about is that the government being at war with Victoria Police during a crime crisis. But unfortunately, that seems to be the case. We've had a situation here where...
So we've just seen you have an interview with the ABC. What's the importance of the media in your role as a shadow minister?
So we're here in Parliament today and it becomes a little bit of an echo chamber if we're not able to have what's happening here get out to the public. And so the media are that voice. So it's really important for us to be able to take various stories, information, to the media and explain to them what's been happening. But it's important, particularly for the opposition, to be able to give that voice, give commentary about what is happening, but also sometimes lead the stories as well. So sometimes you are reacting to a story that might play out, which is pretty much what's happened today. So these are reacting to what's been happening within Victoria Police and the government. So that's a response from my perspective. But there'll be other situations where, like for instance, at the moment we've been leading a ban on machetes.
Member for Caulfield.
Speaker, my question is to the Premier. Premier, when will the government provide urgent funding for Chabad youth to rebuild the Little Desert Nature Lodge?
So you've just finished up one of your meetings for today. Can you tell me more about it?
So that was Telstra's Safety Committee, and they were executives talking about how we can ensure broadband is used right across the emergency services network, involving police, health, and also our emergency services networks, and also to understand capability where Victoria Police can use technology as part of doing their job. Bills around machete ban and new bail laws, and our leader could tell you all about them.
Yeah, so obviously to go out there, we're talking about bail. Bail's been a big issue here in the state, so we've been debating that here in the chamber, and we know that we need to make bail changes across Victoria. It's really important, but this is the best part about the parliament. We all get to go in there, have our say, and we'll all have different views. At the end of the day, we all want the best of Victoria, but we've got to make sure that we get them right to ensure that it protects the community.
So Parliament has a internship program, and we're here with Kaya, who is your new intern. Can you tell me more about the program and that in relation to your role as a Shadow Minister?
Yeah, great. So this is a fantastic program. We have students that come here that are studying arts, law, politics, and they get to undertake a research project on a topic. And ideally, Kai will possibly be about my 20th intern that I've had over the years. So I love the program. And I try to do something that's relating to my portfolios. So at the moment, and we haven't had a discussion yet, but hopefully we get something around youth and future leaders, or in the crime portfolios around police, corrections. We just found something looking at here, which was, what's this, Kaya?
Improving employment outcomes for people leaving prison. So that's something that I could be pretty interested in, something like that.
Yeah, which is perfect because we're trying to come up with ideas, and Kaya will work through this, and she'll interview people and ultimately prepare a report like this that could become policy and one day could become law.
The member for Caulfield.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I rise to make a contribution to the Terrorism Community Protection and Controls of Weapons Act Bill 2024, and with specifics a ban on machetes. And I'm glad that the government has finally come to the party and banned these dangerous weapons. There is no middle ground here.
That's right.
There is no middle ground here. It's very simple. A bad product, a dangerous product, needs to be recalled tomorrow. It needs to be taken off the shelves tomorrow. It can be taken off the shelf easily tomorrow or at the time of royal assent, like any other product that needs to be recalled. I'm glad I got that off my chest.
So you've been in chambers a couple of times today. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
I've just come out of the chamber now doing a grievance debate, which is pretty feisty, and it gives you an opportunity to talk about what you're grieving on behalf of Victorians. And so it was a whole range of different things that I spoke about. It's very interesting just to point out is behind me are these books, and the green is for the Assembly and the red is for the Legislative Council. And so every single word that we say in the chamber is recorded in these books and online forever. So although you might get a bit excited and say things, you do have to be a little bit careful because you don't want to say something that will be recorded and you will be remembered for history. So that's something that members of Parliament are always very mindful of.
Thank you so much for having us follow you around today. We really appreciate it. It was lovely to meet you.
I've really enjoyed it as well. And I just say to anybody out there, come and visit Parliament. It's a fantastic place. This is your chamber, this is your Parliament, and this has got such a rich history of laws that have been made, and every part of Parliament affects our lives, and I think that's probably things that people don't understand. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.